Tourism takes diverse forms, each with appeal to a particular class of tourists and with its own implications for a country's infrastructure and revenue earnings from the sector. The diversity of Guyana's flora and fauna, the virgin rainforests, and the vast array of waterfalls, rivers, and creeks are unique factors that set Guyana apart from her Caribbean neighbors who rely heavily on tourism. In this week's edition of Guyana 411, we will explore Guyana's tourism potential, especially in the hinterland areas, and how it can benefit the country economically. I am Renetta Lafleur, and this is Guyana 411. Stay tuned. Tourism significantly transforms a country and is an important opportunity for economic development. Tourism drives foreign exchange, creates new job opportunities, rural and interior development, and human resources development, among other factors. Properly managed, it is a non-depleting, non-consumptive industry that provides ever-increasing economic benefits in a sustainable manner.
Tourism takes diverse forms, each with an appeal to a particular class of tourists and with its own implications for the country's infrastructure and revenue earnings from tourism. Guyana is ideally placed to take advantage of ecotourism, which is currently the fastest growing segment of the tourism industry. Though it can be challenging to market Guyana's produce on markets including Europe, the United States, Canada, and the Caribbean, the opportunities for Guyana are endless.
At a time when countries are facing challenges of limited resources, we see that small countries like Guyana, Suriname, and French Guiana have a tremendous opportunity to promote and market ourselves internationally as a Guyana Shield. This initiative is not a new initiative. It has started many years ago, but as you can imagine, over the years we've actually had, I would say, slow periods in terms of the relationship.
For the past 5 years, there has been a growth in cruise visits, yachting, and other tourism activities, which saw the Tourism Ministry pursuing the National Tourism Policy, NTP, to properly manage tourism in Guyana. Director General of Tourism Donald Sinclair says the policy has been the subject of widespread consultations and will be taken to the National Assembly shortly.
Well, the tourism policy will be the kind of overarching document that will guide tourism actions, tourism interventions in the whole country, because the document sets out where we want to go as a destination. This is why it had to be based on consultation. We had to know what the industry wanted, what communities wanted, what the stakeholders wanted, what consultants have recommended in terms of marketing, in terms of development of the product, in terms of human resource training, in terms of promotion.
This will be the first of its kind in Guyana for years. Stakeholders have been advocating for a tourism policy of the ways to manage their kind of tourism on policies and procedures. That policy is expected to be the reference, the guide, and lead tourism for the next 5 years, after which it will be reviewed to update recommendations as time goes by. Getting persons involved in tourism can be challenging, since many do not see the benefits of tourism or simply do not believe it is an economically viable activity. However, the Tourism Ministry is on a mission to sensitize the public on the importance of tourism across Guyana, especially involving more communities. The more income it will generate into the country, the more Guyanese lives will be improved.
Emphasis on communities is very important because we want to get regions more involved in tourism planning. We want regional officials to put tourism activities on their budgets so that, for example, the infrastructure works that they have in mind for their regions, they should see how those infrastructural works will benefit tourism. They should, in a sense, be conscious of the economic impact of growing tourism in each region. through all kinds of ways. Not only the attractions that there are, but the events that are possible, and of course the trainings that need to take place in the regions and in communities.
Since tourism plays an important role in the economy, it will be non-existent without people. The tourism industry can generate billions of dollars for a country because every time someone visits Guyana, they spend money, especially foreign currency. According to Director of the Ghana Tourism Authority, Indranath Harrell Singh, tourism is estimated to be about 8% of the gross domestic product (GDP) for 2016.
Our tourism industry basically generates billions of dollars in visitor spending each year. Let us take, for example, in 2015, 206,819 visitors came to Guyana. Let us assume that each spent an average of 600 US. We're talking about an average per person whilst here. That times the $205 exchange rate translates to about $25.5 billion spent by these visitors. There are visitors who spend thousands of US dollars or euros to spend 3 days in Guyana.
The tourism policy will provide standards and regulations for licensing tour operators for building eco-tourist resorts and for customer service reps and services such as taxi and boat drivers, hotels, and restaurants. The development of tourism must also be complemented by the provision of adequate security.
Tourism in the hinterland is developing immensely. Persons can visit various communities and see the beautiful plant life, different species of birds, animals, and fish, the majestic mountains, and sample indigenous dishes, and an assortment of fruits, and so much more. However, there are some events that occur in the hinterland that have become rooted in the tourism sector. Let's take a look.
The Pacaraima Mountain Safari, the adventure of a lifetime, entails traveling via 4x4 vehicles across Guyana's administrative regions 4, 8, 9, and 10, starting below sea level and reaching approximately 3,800 feet above sea level. The journey takes approximately 4 to 5 days through roughly unfriendly terrain, covering over 600 miles and passing more than 25 indigenous communities before reaching its destination, Orinduik Falls on the Ghana-Brazil border. The safari allows participants to experience some of the most beautiful geological features in the Guyanas. This frontier is blessed with a wide range of flora and fauna, and the rich history of our indigenous people and their culture are evident throughout the regions, from experiencing the warm hospitality from residents of different villages to the thrilling Rupununi rodeo. The safari has grown over the years and has boosted tourism not only in the country but the communities, as the evidence sees participation from several other countries, including Jamaica, Trinidad, Suriname, Brazil, and Venezuela. The Rupununi Expo features businesses from the Rupununi showcasing their products such as peanut butter, dry fruits, ground provisions, meats, and craft items. There are also live performances from talented groups throughout Latam and neighboring villages. In the heart of Guyana lies one of the most biodiverse and sparsely populated areas on Earth, spanning south from the Essequibo River at Curupacari through the Iracrama rainforest and across an expanse of hills and savannas to the Brazilian border near Latam, the Makushi, Waiwai, and Wapishana tribes of indigenous people. It is a region bursting with nearly 1,000 species of birds, wildcats, reptiles, and insects, rare flowers and trees, not to mention the cleanest air you will ever breathe. Guyana's ethnic composition, our rich culture, heritage, the history of our people, their art, music, architecture, religions, and ways of life offer a unique experience for tourists. Many of the national buildings and order structures constructed in the colonial era by the Dutch, English, and French have become part of Guyana's unique identity. From the beautiful floats at Mashromani to the captivating lights at Diwali to Pagwa, where you can see Guyanese of all walks of life enjoying the Festival of Colors. Just a few of the activities that add to our rich identity and culture while boosting Guyana's tourism potential.
Fishing, birding, handicraft making, and the Coconut Festival have taken their place in the spotlight of our local tourism sector. Hundreds of people every year travel inland and even around Georgetown to experience different aspects of our culture in relation to fishing, beholding the spectacular sight of the many bird species nestled in our forests, and the talents within various individuals to produce breathtaking images portraying Guyana's rich culture. This segment focuses on some of the niche platforms for tourism that has enormous potential.
Niche tourism is making an unforgettable impression on the tourism landscape in Guyana. Trending now is a major attraction to birding, fishing, and craft. For bird watchers, Guyana has over 815 migrant and resident bird species that can be seen. Watching spectacular species of birds freely flying overhead, perched on treetops, and even hearing the beautiful melodies are an unforgettable experience for those individuals interested in spending some time observing and taking in the scene of this beautiful collection. Ranging from different species of parrots to the elusive rufous-winged ground cuckoo, Guyana is indeed a bird watcher's paradise and is truly a place where bird lovers should consider visiting. This year's Tourism Awareness Month will have activities including birding or bird spotting at a number of tourist sites. One of these locations is the indigenous community of Warapoka. Warapoka Region 1 has recently been developed as a center of attraction in the Moruga sub-district. It has many species of birds, including the harpy eagle, which is among the 5 largest species of eagle in the world, and the rock cave, shell mound, and white sand. Destination sites like these are recognized and re-highlighted during Tourism Awareness Month. Director General of the Ministry of Tourism, Donald Sinclair, tells us more.
First, our presence at the birdwatching fair. We are proud of our birding resources. We are a destination of growing popularity where birding is concerned, and we hope to increase this presence and to strengthen this presence at birding events, birding expositions, and trade fairs where those persons who sell birding tours frequent.
Some other famous birding hotspots in Guyana have been internationally recognized and continue to be known for a variety of rare species of birds found only in the Western Hemisphere. These sites include the Botanical Gardens and Zoological Park, Kaieteur National Park, Irrakrama, the Rupununi Savannas, Myconia Bari River, and the Essequibo. A number of inland areas have also been recognized as tourist attractions, luring tourists to enjoy fishing tourism at its best. Fishing in areas such as Kurupakari, Rupununi, and Rewa waters create more than just a fun experience for visitors. These waters are home to many freshwater species such as the peacock bass, commonly known as the likanani, the haimara, the arowana, baira, pacu, and the endangered arapaima, which is the world's largest freshwater fish. The freshwater environment encourages spawning. As the water of tributaries and small rivers recedes, the species become trapped, thus providing a haven for freshwater fishing. Rockstone Festival, or the Rockstone Fish Festival, Guyana's biggest fish festival, brings inland and freshwater fishing under the spotlight. This is an annual event which sees participation from Guyana's top sport fishermen. The event is usually scheduled around the end of October or the beginning of November. However, almost all through the year, fishing is possible, except for extreme rainy seasons. The recently concluded inaugural Coconut Festival exposed the country's vast coconut potential. The use of coconut has been further expanded from just coconut water and edible byproducts. From coconut, we get jewelry and ornaments, oil, creams, and a number of household items, including baskets, geotextiles, and a host of other items. The coconut has been identified as a major tool for tourism, and the Coconut Festival is touted as a platform for agri-tourism.
Then there was the Coconut Festival, of course. Now, the Coconut Festival is a good catalyst for tourism, in that the hope is that, and one of the objectives was to strengthen the foundation for agri-tourism in Guyana. When we talk about agri-tourism, we're talking about visits to coconut plantation tours, coconut farms, using coconut-based cuisine in restaurants as well as on those tours themselves, creating and selling craft based from the coconut, craft ornaments and jewelry. And at the festival, we saw the levels of creativity that are possible based upon the coconut.
The fact that coconut is recognized worldwide, Guyana now takes advantage of the potential that sits within the coconut plant and fruit. In Guyana, focus is educating persons on benefits and the use of the coconut so that its benefits will be exploited, raking in revenue for the country and creating jobs.
In a few other countries, the coconut plays a great role in the kitchen, on the table, in terms of tours. We hear the term cocoa tours. And in fact, there was an operator at the festival who has already begun to sell cocoa tours. Those tours can be, for example, to the Pomeroon area, which is widely regarded as the heartland of coconut cultivation.
The arts and craft market, a northern niche market, has made significant strides over the years and has become one of the main attractions for tourists. Creative expressions through sculpting, molding, painting, drawing, pottery, and weaving tend to capture the minds and hearts of tourists who use this medium as a way of communicating emotions, moods, and feelings. Guyanese craft pieces reflect local culture. One major event that usually captures the attention of international tourists and investors, thereby promoting tourism, is Guy Expo. Guy Expo is Guyana's premier trade fair and show that craftsmen take advantage of this opportunity to showcase Guyana's rich culture.
We have bottles, painted bottles. We have leather jewelry. We have jewelry made from paper. We have jewelry made from bicycle tubes. We have pepper sauce. We have old-fashioned mints. We have the Guyanese color in sand. You know, we have anything that anybody wants to buy. We want to be able to sell it to them. You know, we are going to be introducing more products to our line so that when you come to This Is the Place, you will get anything.
Some other craft persons use traditional methods of creating craft, jewelry, and ornaments. Overall, the niche products that Guyana has to offer contribute significantly to the local tourism landscape. It should be more than inviting not just to the locals, but to all those who are interested in exploring Guyana, South America, the undiscovered.
Whether it is by film, fan tours, magazine photos, or just a post on social media, tourism promotion is beneficial to any developed or developing country that has tourism potential. The idea of tourism promotion, therefore, refers to the dissemination of a place as a destination for tourists. This segment focuses on some of the aspects that Guyana has been using to show off its beauty.
When we speak of the perfect destination, we must consider the needs of all segments of society. As we celebrate Tourism Awareness Month 2016 under the theme Tourism for All, Building Partnerships for Tourism Development, the Director of the Guyana Tourism Authority, Indranath Harwal Singh, reminds us that inclusion in promotional activities is important.
Like the theme says, tourism for all, whether we are disabled, whether we are old or elderly, whether we are pregnant, whether we are young, whether we are a student. Tourism is for everyone. And I would urge also the sector to make tourism accessible to everyone. Earlier in September, the theme for World Tourism Day was Tourism for All and promoting universal accessibility. We have to make our restaurants, our hotels, our resorts, our facilities, our amenities accessible to almost everyone.
The World Travel Market is the leading global event for the travel industry. It is a vibrant business-to-business event presenting a diverse range of destinations and industry sectors to the UK and the international travel professionals. Gem Magazine, Explore Guyana, Business Guyana, among others, are just a few of the many channels that are being used to promote Guyana at this event every year. But how has it been working for tourism promotion in Guyana?
Most of the publications that are produced in Guyana
are distributed at the World Travel Markets. It's, like I said, it's a marketplace and a meeting place. And so we provide packages to tour operators. The last day is open to consumers, so they can come in and pick up consumer-related materials. So they can pick up a brochure on kiteshore. They can pick up a brochure on rainforest tour or a business card. They can pick up a brochure on Dagran tours, on Arrow Point, on Evergreen Adventures, you name it. So they are all, so as part of what we do, the government plays, or the GTA plays, the lead and facilitating role in taking our companies to the marketplace. And so if they cannot physically attend and participate, we take and distribute their materials, including the Lime and Dine and Unwind Guyana publication as well.
Familiarization tours, or FAM tours, are short tours that involve tourism companies, tour operators, or media to show off the country's beauty. FAM tours can be specific or general, but how has Guyana been collaborating with others to make here the perfect destination?
We had them staying at the Marriott, complimentary stay. We had the complimentary breakfast at the Marriott and a breakfast meeting. Marriott even hosted the tour guide who came out from the Rupununi. And that's for the very first time in this tour guide's life that he stayed at a high-end luxury hotel, the Marriott. Now imagine living in Surama village in a very simple and rustic abode or home, and then spending a night at the Marriott, compliments of the Marriott. Then we collaborated with the local airline providers, resorts, communities, like I said, tour operators. And so they are on that tour at the moment. When they come back out, compliments of Cara Lodge, there is also a dinner and also an additional dinner at the Guyana Marriott, where we'll be having the debriefing on Sunday. We are organizing also a networking session for our tour operators so that they can meet with this select group of international tour operators and use that as an opportunity to have them sell their tour offerings and product as well. So FAM trips are very, very important for us.
FLEMs are very important to any form of promotion. They give the viewers an opportunity to see the excitement at real time.
There'd be 4 film companies that would be filming in Destination Guyana. Tokyo TV is here. The French TV is here. Dutch Adventure TV is here. And the BBC will be here in November. Out of this, we can leverage hundreds of millions of US dollars in positive coverage of Destination Guyana. These are big international agencies that are committed to promoting Guyana through films and documentary. When they film and put a documentary, let's say for instance in the BBC, that is exposed to millions of households in the United Kingdom. Then when it is done in a cycle, it is sent to places like Animal Planet, Discovery. It is shown to wider Europe and the wider world. So the exposure, the reach is what is most amazing.
The government and other organizations continue to promote Destination Guyana, but all Guyanese have a responsibility to do their part to show off Guyana, the undiscovered.
One of the things we want to encourage every Guyanese to do who has a cellular phone is to take a picture and post it and share it. Whether it's food, whether it's a church, an old building, a heritage property, whether it's a smile, whether it's a family, whether it's animals or plants or a flower, any attraction, an event, an activity. Post pictures, encourage others to like them and to share them, whether on Facebook, short videos on YouTube, and collectively let us all help to sell and promote Destination Guyana.
With that, we have come to the end of this week's edition of Guyana 411. Gina would like to thank all the officials who spoke to us when we took our cameras to them. This and all other Gina programs can be viewed on our YouTube channel. You can also get updates from Gina's Facebook page. We hope that you find our program informative. I thank you for watching and do have a safe week ahead. Goodbye.